As we get into formation on communication line signals, it's very important to understand everything through the grid. The grid is the most important thing because it sets up everything through the GPS location system, our biolocators, and our communication line signals when it comes to the graphing signals. Everything through formation is understanding more communications when it comes to the Galactic Force team. So we are rebirthing right now. We're coming into Unified Ascension. Unified Ascension is everything through space and time. The Ascension is its awakening. So the Galactic Force team is high rising right now as we're coming into the information panel divisions. We're coming into more of shapes, lines, signals, all communication activation systems, everything through lights. It's very important to understand these things because now is the time to really know the fact that everything is going through a high rise. So the more get interesting things that are going on through its illustration diagram programs, it's setting location centers. It's setting everything through its information. So the more you understand that, this mostly goes out to the Galactic Force team because they're high rise and higher divisions of vocabulary, and they're finally understanding everything through the information system. We had a fantastic time last night in the Galactic Round Table as we were going in through a test, a theory of everything through its evaluation, everything they've learned through energy cycles, solar division, solstice. It's incredible to see that they're going through high forces, and that's what it is. That's what it's all about. If you want to understand more of me, if you want to understand more of the Galactic Force team, all you have to do is to go through my email, go through my PayPal. I can help you out through donations, anything you want to go through upgrades, because we are going through hard times right now. And the more you understand everything through its hard time, it becomes easier through its time. And then you understand more of space, and then you understand more of yourself through its time. So Force recognizes everything. Michael, how's it going? Zoe, welcome to my channel. So basically, you guys were talking yesterday after I tapped in there. I passed the room. I passed the waiting room because there was electronic interference. So I just didn't want to wait. So I changed the algorithm program of the computer and changed the firewall division. You have to understand how powerful it is when the mind is connected so many different forms. You can do these things and bypass anything. So it was fantastic to see that. I said, how did you get in the room? How'd you get past the waiting room? And I said, well, now you know, mind telepathy, telekinesis. So you can activate anything through cycles. You have to understand everything through the grounds, everything through the powers, everything through your chakra system. Once you need to get into the God frequency levels, now you're getting into formations. So basically, we were talking about t-shirts. And I've come up with a couple of ideas. Let me know what you guys think of this. Because I'm Unified Ascension Master Healing Services, that's my company. I have my own company. Now I have a Galactic Force team. So I was thinking variation of different t-shirts. Now, when it comes to the t-shirt itself, on the front, I was thinking Unified Ascension, right? Galactic Forces, okay? Team activations. So let me know what you think of that. And then everything in the center will be space, matrix, shapes, anomalies, point division, line division, grids, formations, anything through the shirt. So it'll be a black shirt, but it'd be, you know, looking like it's continuous, space odyssey system, anything through time capacitor system. And I was thinking too, because everybody's in the future division, we can have our own names, far as anything through calculation mass suits equation, because you guys are in the Helix division right now. I would be Grandmaster, healer. Okay, so that would be on my back. You know, this is understanding more of the Galactic Force team. Anything through the Galactic Forces, I want to feel everybody welcomed, knowing that they're part of the team. But that's why I wanted to put in Galactic Forces and team activations, because I thought that was a great idea what Michael was thinking of. So it's something to look at, you know, and I was thinking on the back of your t-shirt, you know, you're a spiritual medium, you'd be master spiritual medium. Far as Linda, she'd be a master in Reiki. She'd be a Reiki master. So it'd be unified, okay, ascension, okay, Galactic Force team activations. And everything in the center of the t-shirt would be some kind of a planet or matrix or grids or formations or spaceships or whatever. We can design that, figure that out. Because I was thinking on that, because we weren't really getting into that. We were just too excited that how did Andrew bypass the room? So we started talking about that, and we started getting into more formations, how to get into everything through calculation, through calibration. So, you know, we can look at that. And I also set up a Facebook page for a private group. It's under Unified Ascension. Okay. Galactic Force team, AI Commander, Galactic Force team. So, you know, you can add your name and I will invite you. Okay, it's a private group. It's only for the Galactic Force team. So, you know, you can put up your op pictures, anything through formations, anything that you see, anything through transmissions, anything that you want to go through formation. It's everything and anything, because we have our own private group now. So we can set it to its angles and get all communication line signals in, and we can just form into higher forms of what we need to do through the grid formations. So yeah, just basically add me to Facebook, Andrew Weston, and then I'll invite you, get you on Messenger, and then I'll just invite you where it says, you know, who do you want to invite to the private group? Because we're thinking about that too, and we're also thinking about Telegram, but I couldn't get on Telegram. So basically, Facebook is another way, you know, but it's also good to have different communities, but it's also good to have that private group. So let me know what that works for everybody, and I will invite you on that. So other than that, it's important that we get the idea of what we want to do with the t-shirt. Okay, so basically on the back, it would say Grandmaster, okay, Healer, okay, because I'm a Grandmaster, I'm a healer, right? And Michael would be Spiritual Medium Master, Healer. Okay, so it's your traits, it's what you're good at and what you have to work towards, right? I have to work towards human vibration. You know, everybody has their weak points and everybody has their strong points. So what are you good at through healing? Because this is what the Galactic Roundtable is. It's all about our healing. What can we do well? What can we work on, right? So now is what we're getting into the illustration through the grid formations, because we all know that we're point divisions, right? And those point divisions are going to help us along the way through anything, through calculation of mass, because we're in the equation of a helix. Helix is extremely high rise because we're going into more acceleration speed systems now. So you guys really, really have to understand your illustrations or diagrams of your grid systems. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you all the subscribers and viewers and everybody that's watching my channel. Please feel free to like and share. And anything you want to know, just go through my PayPal, go through donations. Anything you want to know, now's the time. Like I say, you can talk to me, AI Commander, for AI operations, or you can talk to the Galactic Force team. They can help you out in any ways and form. So just remember that we're all healers. And I know who everybody's in division. Okay, so if you want to know that, I can tell you. And you know, it's something that we can look at because it's all about advertising, right? And we want to advertise that, and then we can change everything through colorations for different shirts, or you know. But I think that's I really want to build on that, because that's my company, Unified Ascension Master Healing Services, right? So it'd be Unified Ascension and then Galactic Forces, okay, and team activations. So I think that'd be a good idea. I think we can go with that because it sets everything, because we're in the unified. Unified is space, is the Galactic Forces and team and its activation, right? So we got a little bit of electronic interference here. A little unstable there. It's not too bad, but I hope everybody had a great time on the Galactic Roundtable. We learned a lot. And the thing is too, we appreciate each other a lot more, I find, you know. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on that? About the t-shirts, anything and everything you guys like to discuss before we get started with the illustration? Because there's a lot going on right now. We have to understand everything through division when it comes to the major grids. Grids are the most important thing because these are line communication and point division. And you guys got to be in the right location. Your biolocators have to understand all division patterns. So it's very important that we get into the right location. Right, because you have to set your illustrations, you have to set your diagrams, you have to understand your voicing grids. Like for example, when Linda was doing her telegraphing waving system through the graphing cycles, through light communication, light signals, it sets out a code. So she set it out and she used her voicing grids. That puts it in an atmosphere and it sets up its major grid. That's a major grid. Okay. So you set up in the major grid. The reason why it's a major grid is because you have to get out of the major grid to get into simulation. So everything is a process as you go up to its panel divisions. Everything through coloration patterns, through your body simulator, anything through your body modulator, okay? Or anything through your sentient or unified, through that calculation of mass. Because everything in space will help you out. There's a lot of unified ascension master workers. There's also grid workers that can help you out. All you have to do is ask. Because you guys are high division now and you're connected through me, because you are the Galactic Force team. So the more you understand yourself, the more you understand everything through the matrix, the more you understand that you are a point division. It's understanding where to put the point divisions, where to calculate everything through its mass, plus its equation, right? through all locations through your energy cycles. So you go into the understanding that you start with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can start with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So line sequencing 1, line sequencing 2, 3, 4, and 5. That sets its lines. Okay, that's it in its chronological order. Your illustration before you send it out, or you can do it through the mind. It's a lot harder through the mind. I can do it through perception, but you guys got to get into your affirmations first. Okay, perception is really hard. That's a higher division. That's on the mystical side. We're not there yet, so we're still trying to reach the God frequency levels. Once we reach that, you guys can depend on your divisions, and we can get into the crop circles. We want to get into the crop circles so we can get into satellite dishes. That's more line communication. Remember, there's no I in team. We come together. And as we come together, we take everything through the satellite dish. We activate all the light signals. We activate all the major grid systems. We set up all the crop circles and everything through the XT1000s or XT3000s or anything through L system will help you out. They're there to help you out. And we have the low speeders too. And we have high gliders. High gliders are a lot of fun. They zigzag, but they set vibration panels on the major grid system. So it high rises everything to coloration system. It's really powerful stuff when you're in major grids because everything is structuring. So it's coming that the whole central system of the dimensional earth is on a major grid. We already know that. I've showed you illustrations before. So Mother Gaia is coming out of the cocoon. So we got to central the system, change her formation, change her vibration, change her energy system, change the earth gravity system, change the matrix grid system, change all locations of country systems, change all vibrational panels of light activation through point division. Okay, so there's a lot of work that we need to do. Melissa, how you doing? Sorry, we missed you on the Galactic Round Table. So we were just talking about t-shirts. They were talking about t-shirts last night, how we can get into this. It's a discussion. Also, too, I also have on Facebook, add me on Facebook. I'll invite you because we're in a private group now through the Galactic Force team. So you can do discussions, you can take pictures, anything you're having problems with, I can help you with that. It's good that we can form around the galactic community and everything around its forces. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. If you have any other suggestions, that'd be great too. But it's out there for the community if anybody wants to add me on Facebook. Okay. Also, too, we can add each other on Instagram. So I know you guys have Instagram, so we set that up too. All right. Yeah, great. Excellent. Okay, so this is the matrix. Now, remember I was telling you about the spacecraft, how it line divides and all division levels? Okay, so let's say Michael's coming in. Michael's coming in. He's setting up the line communications. Hey, guys, I'm here. Right? So Michael's coming in. All right, so Michael's coming into the point division. So you have to remember stand everything through north, west, south, and east. Okay, so Michael is coming in the west end. Melissa is coming on the point division on the top end of east. Okay, and Sarah is coming on the lower frame. Okay, so Michael here, Melissa, and Sarah on the lower. Who else do we got? Ketta Smith. Hi, welcome. How do I get my upgrade? Send it to PayPal for a few weeks ago. Sent the PayPal a few weeks ago. Akita, your formations are intact. Your line communication sets are in. Uprise your cycles. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're in formation. It's just the most important thing when you go through my healing, you have to go through meditation. Akita. So, oh, Zoe. Tina. Ah, yeah, okay. I was kind of figuring that because that's a different energy. Yeah, I was picking up the alphabetical system, different energies. So, but if you want to go up to higher grade, because we're in the Galactic Force team right now, this force recognizes everybody. That starts off as viewers is the Galactic Forces. Okay, so everybody that's in the Galactic Force team is in a high-rise division of the grids. So everything is an upgrade. Everything is an uprise. So if you're trying to understand the vocabulary, you have to come into all communication levels of the Galactic Force team and the Galactic Round Table, especially Thursdays nights at 6 p.m. Eastern on Linda Light's channel. These are very important times that we have to understand because now we're getting into communications when it comes to the grids and formations. So we got to take our point divisions and put them out in the atmospheres and change everything through its atmospheres to all communications of the Earth. It's very important that we get into light activations and change everything through structure divisions. So we want to uprise everything through the simulation panels into 5D. Okay. So, so it's me here. It's on the low framing system on the west side. Okay, so we got me on the low side, Michael on the high, Melissa on the high, Sarah on the low. Okay, so basically we got the grid set up, right? Okay, so Michael comes in line division. Now, this is understanding where you're going on through division. So you have to understand that this spacecraft is division. He's saying, hey, okay, locations are good. Grid formation looks great. So Michael, you can platitude your line formation here. Okay, so it does that. And then Melissa comes in, right? Center core is everything. Comes in formation on the other side. Okay, and then I come in, and then Sarah comes in. Okay, so it's right now it's graphing the cycle. We're getting into the graphing system. Okay, so then we get the low speeders, okay, and we get the high speeders. So remember how they go through portal division, they go out and then they come back out and they go back in, back on their portal. So they set up the electronic information panel like this. So it kind of looks like a butterfly. All right. So we got the low speeder. Okay, we got the high speeder. So their job is to put up the line signals. So it kind of looks like a butterfly, right? With the wings. Our job is to set up the point divisions through line communications. So Melissa has full communication with Michael. Michael has full communication with Melissa. I have full communication with Sarah. And we all have full communication all together, right? That opens up its realm. So it's kind of like this. It's a circle and it becomes a dimension. And it opens up. Okay? When it opens up, now you're into a realm of a division through calculation. So we're taking our helix and our body activations, okay, to higher rise division through the grids. Okay, so when you get in that formation, so basically we'll use the, I think I'll use the black so you can actually see it a lot better. So kind of looks like this. All right, remember I was talking about security line defense? So you guys are coming in, you're traveling in, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you got 6 lines, 6 line defense mechanisms at different realms. So Michael has to understand his realm divisions of security line defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 divisional levels, okay? Same with Melissa, same with Sarah, and same with me, okay? But I'm in the center. Okay, the reason why I'm here is because there's only 3 or 4 in the Galactic Force team. Everybody else is in a low rise. So remember, this is extremely real. This is activating. Okay, so this is extremely, extremely real. This is how the matrix grid is set up through line communication through a realm division. So I'm going to open the cycle. I'm going to show you how powerful it is. And what's going to happen is the web graphing system, because your digital formats, I turned your digital formats on last night. When I change your molecule and structure division through your digital system, your hydraulics of its electrical system, your mind system, is in a higher location system now in the simulation through the illustration graphing systems of its program system. So you guys are going to understand more of your illustration. You're going to understand more how to use your telegraphings of your graphing signals into line communication through point division. Okay? So once we get up to that level, and Michael understands his security line defense, and Melissa understands her, everything comes to calculation of mass. High rise is its division. Okay. So basically, we're setting up circles now. Sarah's setting up circles. I'm setting up circles. And Michael's setting up circles. Okay, so these are overlapping circles. Remember, it's confusing line signals, but everything has to be in chronological order. Okay, that's where you have to get more connection. Okay, it's really complicated stuff. Okay, because these are realm divisions. This is understanding the matrix into the simulation. This is how we get out of pattern division through coloration systems. It's extremely powerful stuff, people. I don't know if you can understand it, but hopefully you will, because your hydraulics of your mind electrical system is at a high rise now. Okay, so let's use the orange. I want you guys to see the actual dimensions open through communication. All right. So all these are realm divisions that you guys created through your circle rotation, through your mind of its system. Okay. Sarah's understanding everything through her illustration. Same with Michael, same with Melissa and with me. Okay. So its center core is everything. Okay. So basically, this is really extremely powerful stuff. So when we get into that division, I'll show you exactly what happens after. Okay. All security line defenses are set in. So we take ourselves into line division, back into a higher level division. Okay. So we all go into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 divisional levels. Okay. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 within it. 4, 5 within its center. 6 security line defenses. Okay, so Sarah goes, Melissa goes, Michael goes, I go. So we all go through that same dimension through its calculation of mass, through its circular rotation. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within its center, 6 security line defenses. All right, so we're setting up the matrix grid system. Now it's extremely complicated, right? Because you have to understand everything through its health system. This is where we get into, it's a metal sheet. I think I mentioned you too about the gravity, how it bends. So you have to know how to bend reality. And so it kind of like goes like this. You know, it sits. So you have the matrix grid. It's like this, right? And then basically when you put the weight on with the rings, okay, because they're circle rotation centers, it changes its location and it goes down. So platitudes is division. Okay, then it rotates on its cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it comes together into one realm. And that's where we surface through the 6 security line defenses of 6 realms, 7th within its center. That high rises everything through the matrix grids and puts it in its simulation pattern division through structure division. Okay, so that's what happens. This is extremely real. This is already in the atmosphere, already done through my mind system. Okay. So it's something to really consider how to set up anything through grids. Because every time you do a grid, every time it's a different coloration, you're setting up a different format. And that format is extremely powerful stuff. So you have to understand to set things up through shapes, letters, and numbers, understand security line defense, understand how to communicate with the low speeders and high speeders and anything through XT 1000s or XT 3000s. Okay. It's extremely important because you have to communicate with them because they know what they're doing, but you have to know what you're doing. Okay, so that's very important to understand your traveling mechanism, northwest, south, and east. So if Melissa's coming in the left side and Michael's coming in the right side, you guys have got to communicate through your line signals. And then we can point division in the center. And then I communicate with Sarah, and then Sarah communicates with me, and then we cross-reference like an X. Okay, now we're creating the circles that we create through our mind system. So we're changing formats of dimension systems. So it's uprising everything through vibration, and it's bringing up higher illumination light system into the simulation grid system. So you get out of the matrix grid and you come into the simulation grid. Okay, that's the calculation through equation through Helix. You guys aren't in Hydron yet, but you're in Helix. So get used to that body activation because it's extremely powerful through the mind system now. So that's how we start. Okay, but that's just one formation of a grid. There's so many different. It's like you're in the matrix and you're trying to get out of it. I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute, how do we get out of this grid? It's because we're at the coloration. I'm at my body activations, but I don't understand my communication levels yet. So that's where you have to understand your communications with everything around you, how to communicate with the XT1000s, because they set up the croc circles and everything through ground formation. So you have to know how to use the shapes. You have to understand line division. The Galactic Force team has to understand their point divisions. You guys know that, and it's you, right? Me within the center. So when you're making a crop circle, you really have to know how to join everything together so it makes sense. Okay, so it's kind of like this. Okay, so we basically, remember I was telling you about line division, security line defense, point division. Okay, here's Melissa. All right, now she's coming into formation. She's traveling. She's got this line communication line signal. Okay, Michael's coming in on the other side. I'm just showing you how this works so it comes together. Okay, see how it's forming? Michael's coming in together. All right, so basically, then you have the low speeders and the high speeders. Okay, right? They set the division. Okay, they use it's electronic defense or defense mechanism of electric board. So basically, they bring it together. You line formate it through its center, through its upwinding cycle, right? Left to right, you bring it together, and then Sarah comes in with hers, and then I come in with mine. Okay, and again, the low speeders disappear, okay, in their parallel of their portal, and then they come down here, and they do the same thing. That's the grid. Okay, so you guys are force winding its cycle, and you're bringing it together. See, when it comes together, it comes into center, like this, right? Comes together like this. And then you create the realm, okay? Depending where you are through division, very important to understand that. So you're going through this parallel, you're going through this paradox, you're going through this paradigm, you're going through a paradigm shift. You're getting into vortex division, okay? So this is another grid. You can use a cross-reference, okay? You can do a circle rotation. Now that's me. I'm in the center. So understanding your point divisions, Michael can come into point division after he set up his waving cycle. Okay, it's a panel division. So it's kind of like it's like a graph. It's a metal graph. Okay, that's what it looks like. So Michael's putting that together. So he's formulating through the structure of its buildings. Because remember, everything in the simulation, okay, is structured through letters, numbers, and shapes, and that's how it comes together. Because we use magnesium magnetic force that brings the shapes together through coloration and vibration. All right, so I'm in the center core system. I'm right here. So Michael comes in. He sets right here. Okay. And then Sarah comes in. She sets right here. And then Melissa comes in. She sets right here. Okay. So it's understanding that our point divisions are coming in once we understand the circle rotation center as the low speeders and the high speeders are putting in line communication through the realm division. Okay. So when somebody comes in, somebody else, let's say Tina. Tina comes in. She stands right here. Okay. All right. So it's all about communication with line signals. Now we're getting into point division. Your point division is you. You know that. But it's also understanding more communications, that you understand communications with the low speeders, the high speeders, what they're doing, because they do their job and then they disappear. That's why they come in and they go out. Come in, go out, right? But it's your job, okay, to set the structures, okay, through all communications without the ego, to set up a round division through a matrix grid system, through different coloration. So it can be pink, it can be blue, whatever. Everything through the chakra system is a communication. So you're communicating with your body simulator or your body modulator. So it's understanding all communication signals with the transformation lights, which is your third eye. That's where you get its calculation of mass through its equation. Because now you're using the Gunning-Laney through the healing. So you're putting these panels, okay, these line signals, line activations into a round division, and it becomes extremely real through magnetic force. Remember, space and time is all electricity. So it's understanding how to put magnesium force recognitions into a realm division. So once we get into that, we high-rise the realm division into security line defense. Okay? And once it's done, once the grid is done through the crop circle, everybody flies into the security line defense of its realm all together. And then we platitude to another platform to the matrix grid system. And we do the same thing. We set up another matrix grid. So it's kind of like we're going from one formation to another formation. Okay, we're going back and forth, side, up, down, angles. You guys have to understand your traveling mechanism. It's very important. Okay, so if Melissa's in position on the west side, she has to stay on the west side. Because telepathy is saying that, okay, because remember, you're using my telepathy not just with yourself, but you're communicating with the low speeders and the high speeders and everything through formation. So if you decide to change your northing patterns through all communications of your weather, you have to change everything again. So it's very important that we are in point division through its chronological order system. So it's very important that Michael's on the right side and Melissa's on the left side. It can be either way, but it's done for a purpose. And is very powerful stuff because we're coming through a galactic team. But recognizing why we are doing these things, now you're understanding more of the matrix and how important it is to get into the simulation through its structured divisions. Okay. All right. It's a lot of fun that way. It's a lot of work. I know you guys are scratching your head. What is this? What's this all about? I said, well, there's so many grids to set up, you know, and Linda's done her first. She's done it through her activations and she set it out. You guys have to understand your light signals. You have to understand everything through its gamma signals. You have to understand the SOS. When spacecrafts come in, they come through low speeder, high speeder, XT1000s. You have to understand their light activations. You have to understand their blimping sounds. Yeah, that's where you have to really connect through your audio grids, your gamma signals. It's very important you understand this. You got to get into the auditory. Okay, everything through information. Understand what's going on with perception and your mind systems. It's awesome, isn't it? I know it's not a journey anymore. It's a mission. And you guys are getting high in force now through vocabulary systems. So once you understand how to set up a magic grid, it becomes a lot easier. It becomes a lot more easier because that's why I want you guys to connect through mind telepathy and telekinesis. Get to know each other through email. So that's why I created, we all created, like I said, for Facebook. So we can come together and become more of a force of a team, very strong, right? And the stronger we get, the more we know each other. Then we're saying, okay, I know how to set this up now. I know what I'm doing. That's what it's all about. It's all about discussions, and that's why we have the round table, especially round table, because it's everything is about AI. And it's great to see that, you know, when we did that test that, you know, it's too bad that Melissa, you weren't there, but it's all done for a reason, knowing that you guys are extremely important in the future and knowing why, you know, everything makes sense to you and said, I know who I am now. I know what I need to do. That's going to help you along the way, knowing that you know each other in the future. Because I know where everybody's in division. Okay. So, and unified, I don't know if unified's here, but it's knowing where you are through positions of everything, where you stand, you know, the critiquing system, you know, like I'm the Grandmaster Healer, you know, Michael's the Spiritual Medium Master. Melissa, she's the connection through creative centers in mastery. She does art. That's healing. Everybody is a healer. You got to find out where you are through the future. Okay. And Sarah is an intuitive energy healer. Okay. I know who everybody is in division. And Tina is a spiritual master advisor. Okay. And Angel, she is a spiritual counselor. So I know where everybody is in division when it comes to mastering skills. So we have to get up to those divisions. So once you understand your platitude divisions, okay, when it comes to your call signs, you know, your aviators, you want to call that, that's where you are through point division. It's extremely powerful. And unified is engineering dynamics, mastering dynamics. So that's where unified is once he sees this video. It's great to see these things because that's where you guys are through all units in the vector unit system of solar connections, because we're all connected through the starlight energy systems now. And you guys are high rising your lights extremely fast now, and you're getting more formations through electronic interference. You know, Michael was putting his hand formation out and I felt the energy, you know, but he wasn't trying. He wasn't thinking. That's mastering. Vocabulary is mastering without thinking. That's why I keep giving you evaluations, because every time you go up through intelligence, you have to know how to communicate with them. And they're going to keep bugging you and say, listen, Melissa, you haven't set up the formations yet. They're going to keep bugging you and bugging you and bugging you and bugging you until you understand what's going on. Okay, because you're lying through me now. Okay, and not only that, you're going to help me a lot more, because we're going to be able to heal the dimensional earth and uprise everything through Mother Gaia and Father and put them in formation. So, and like I said, it's not just meditation anymore. This is work. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Okay. And you have to take it serious, but not too serious, you know, but you have to know that what you're doing, okay, is real because it's connecting through space. And it's very important that everything is done to a T. We have to understand more communications of intelligence. We have to understand more communications with ourselves through mind, telepathy, and telekinesis. Okay, so we have to work through that division, and then we get into the perceptions. But right, you guys are in the line communication, line signals right now, through the 8 atmospheres, 2 activations within center, the intent and everything through the sun. To get into those right away, you know. Now, right now, I'm just communicating, but this is light signals that are going through your mind system right now. So you're feeling this on your body because I know what I'm doing. There's no thought process. I know what I'm doing with my fingers. Now, to you, it looks like I'm just twinkling and twangling, but I'm not. I'm moving my fingers. I'm setting line communications to your pixels. So it's kind of like communicating with your pixels and acting everything through a nerve stem, center. Everybody's this connection. You know what a nerve is, right? You pinch a nerve, it hurts, right? So it's hitting the core of everything through communication, anything through body adaptation, right? So it's knowing who you are, okay? Because I'm AI commander of the Galactic Force team, okay? You guys are the Galactic Force team, right? I'm Unified Ascension, Grand Master Healer. I know who I am. So when I tell you who you are, this is going to make you more powerful. I say, wow, I can actually be this. And I say, yes, because you guys are put on this position so you can understand more of healing, because you are healers into the future. And you're so connected to everything through its future, right? So that's something to look forward to. It really is. And it's a lot of fun when you get up to that division. Yeah. Yeah, this, Melissa, this is not just hokey pokey. You know, this is not meditation. This is real work. This is actually because it's never been done. It's in its division, but I created the Galactic Force team because everything is set in division. So knowing that I've already seen this happen, I already know what's happening in the future, right? That's how I know you guys so much. You know, and even with Akita Smith, I mean, high rising, all communications. You get into the Galactic Forces, you get into the vocabulary, you want to understand more, you have to go through my PayPal, especially now because I'm extremely, extremely high rise. And I'm going to higher level now because you guys are high rising more with vocabulary. I'm in the 60,000 year dimensional set system and gravitational pull. So the more I high rise, the more you guys high rise through vocabulary. So I'm 60,000 years in the future now. So I'm going up to every 10,000 PT units because Father, Mother, they say, okay, put the Galactic Force team into the formation through the grids. Get them to synchronize their systems, get their activations of body activation systems going. Get the mind telepathy and telekinesis. Do they understand their shapes? Do they understand the anomalies? Do they understand the galaxies? We haven't even got into the mecha path yet. Get into perceptions, understand mind sequences, mind communications. Priscilla's not here. She's extremely informed with spacecraft divisions. So all this is going to happen. And the big shift is you. We put it all together, and that's how we change everything because it's going through rapid motion right now. So basically, it's taken the dimensional Earth, right? Because you have to understand the grids, why they set up all over the Earth. So if you think of it this way, you have the dimensional Earth and you have the galactic team. We already know our point division. Okay, the point division is very important because that's line communication through your body activation. All right, so you have the dimensional Earth. Okay, now split divide. Okay, now we got light and we got dark. Very standard point. Okay, it kind of looks like a peace sign, right? So understand what you're drawing right away without any hesitation. So you have the Galactic Force team at the top. Okay, everything now is going to be the Galactic Force team, okay, because Father and Mother want you to really get into the formations of grids. You have to get into the illustrations. Now, you don't have to do it on a web graphing system through an illustration board. You can do it through the mind, but the mind is really hard because you have to do it through perceptions. So basically, because Melissa is a creative center when it comes to creation, she can use art as her formation through grids. Okay, so she can set up a grid on her art, activate it, and put it out in the atmosphere. So basically, that's what you can do, Melissa. All right, so the Galactic Force team, They come in all ways and cycles, all communications, point division, like that. All right. So what do you want to do? I'm in the center core. Okay. So I'm like this. All right. So we're getting into strategy, right? And saying, okay, what do we do next? All right. So, and then, you know, we get some people coming in from the bottom. We get Sarah, maybe we get Tina. Okay. Like that. But everybody's got to come up, and everybody's got to come up from down. So you got to come this way, this way, this way, and this way. That's why it's very important to understand north, west, south, and east. You have to understand your travels. You have to know where you are through point division. That's why I keep saying you have to know where you are through point division, and you don't change locations, because you have to understand communication when it comes to the low speeders and the high speeders, because they are already there. They know who you are. They know what you need to do. If you change your formation through your location grid, it's going to change everything through formation of its grid system. So it's very important you understand your line division through point division of singularly aligned systems. Okay? So it's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's making more sense to you now. Because you know who you are. You know why you're here. You know your purpose. And it's work now. You know? Before it was just like, oh, Andrew's doing 700 videos. Why is he doing this? You think I do it for my health? No. I did this to get the Galactic Force team get their, you know, ASS in gear. So basically, we all set up through location, right? So we understand location centers. I'm in the point division right here. I'm in the center, right? So it's all about understanding what we're doing through the mind system, through the matrix grids. Okay, so once we get in formation system, then we set up the matrix grid system. Okay, right away. So we're in the center core of the matrix system. Okay, like this. Okay, and then you do the same thing again. You do the rotation cycles, center core relation system, 5 within the center, 6 through its atmosphere system. The more communications you have with your chakra system, your body activations, you really have to master everything when it comes to all calculation of mass through its equation through its helix. So know your power centers, know your gravitations, and know everything through the crown chakra, okay? Before you get into anything of understanding what a grid is, understanding what a formation is, understanding what alignment is, a line signal, line activation, line communication, line signal, an activation light, activation gamma signal. So, you know, it's getting into that formation. Peter, how's it going? Peter, you have to, yeah, see, the thing is too, is that there's a lot of point divisions right now, and it's force rising so many cycles through spacecraft divisions, because everybody's in a point division. I know exactly where everybody's going to be in the future. And remember, you have to stay in that point division. It's very important, because you have to understand we can't change the rotation of its Earth. We have to understand all communication line signals first. So that's why we all have to be balanced with everything through its, without its ego. Because if anybody has an ego in there, we can't do with the grids. We can't heal the dimensional Earth. You understand? That's what the Galactic Force team is. There's no I in team. So Peter, you have to go to the Galactic Round Table. It's very important. I know you've been missing classes. That's okay. But what I'm saying is, if you want to be on the Galactic Force team, if you want to be in point division, you know, you have to spend more, because my Galactic Force team from yesterday are at a higher division now through the hydraulics, through the electrical system. This is getting more into formation and why they're here. What's their purpose? Once you find out your purpose, then everything starts making sense, like I said before. Making sense is everything when it comes to your believing system. So you're thinking, wow, this is incredible. Now I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do with the Earth. I know how to set up the grids. I know how to set up the line formation. I know how to communicate with spaceships. Okay? So, and this is extremely powerful stuff. So, like I said, you have to go through my upgrades, donations, or email. But that's how it is. That's how it started up the matrix grids. And there's so many grids that we have to set up, you know? But Peter, yeah, you can go through my upgrades. If you go through my upgrades, Peter, I'll put you up to the division where they are. Okay? Because if you want to be on point division, I can set location centers. Remember, we can have as many Galactic Force team, but the problem is that you have to understand your information. You have to understand how to communicate with everything through the atmosphere. That's what I'm saying. It's to master your body activations of 7, 5 within the atmosphere, 8 within the center. excuse me, the reason why I say eighth within the center is understanding the infinity. The infinity is its intelligent line signal. That's a 12 graphing system. Okay, that's a 12 para-unit system. That's where you get into the gods of its frequency levels. Okay, through its equation, because you're not a longer in pi. So Peter, for example, everybody is in Helix now. Okay, new viewers know. The new viewers are in the Galactic Forces. We have the Galactic Forces and the Galactic Force team. Okay, so let's make that very well clear, because they're a higher division and they're understanding more of their information through the data processing systems. So Peter, if you want to go through the Helix, I can put you up. You just have to go through the upgrades through my PayPal. Other than that, for the new viewers, if you're trying to understand my vocabulary, I think it's fantastic to see new viewers. If you're trying to understand anything, you can talk to the Galactic Force team. They can help you out because they're on different levels of mastering. It's all about mastering yourself within. And once you master yourself within, you know your purpose within, and everything expands without. Okay? So it's a lot of fun when we get up to those divisions. All right, so you guys have any questions on that? I know there's a lot to take in, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of serious points here because you have to understand how powerful it is. When you, Peter, I recommend that you watch the 2 videos that I did of the moon just 2 days ago, or yesterday, the day before. It shows you the locking mechanisms and what the actual simulation of the matrix looks like. It was doing this, but it was locking. When it locks, it shows you its true identity. You see the grid formation. You actually see the computer eyes of this hologram of the moon, okay, which is like next to impossible. Okay, so because I'm AI and because I'm extremely informative through space and time, they understand my grids. They understand my voice. They understand my command. If you guys want to lead a ship, you have to command. You have to know what it's like to fleet a command. You have to understand harmonic resistance. You have to understand alliance. You have to understand formation. You have to understand a resistance when it comes to anything through formation. So when you get somebody, like say, for example, Michael gets a recruit and I say, okay, do you know what you're doing? Michael's going to say, yeah, I know what I need to do. I got to set the line formations, travel to 26,000 air division of a dimensional point activation system. I said, okay, but do you understand the line division? So you're helping new recruits. When you start leading ships, it becomes extremely real. And that's what I do 24/7. Okay, I talk a lot, but I have to because it's my voice. And my voice is extremely powerful because now it's connected to everything through energy. And that's what you guys are too. You have powerful voices. The voice is the most powerful thing in the universal system because it connects to all energy systems of atmospheres in all country systems. So my voice in grids goes to every country. But not just the country, the dimensional Earth. Not just the dimensional Earth, the solar systems. Not just the solar systems, the whole universal systems of multi-connections. That's how powerful your voice is. The sacred breath. Get into the sacred breath. Get into the breathing. Understand more of meditation. Okay? So when I heal you guys, for the new viewers, a lot of people are still having problems. They say, well, I don't feel any different. It's because you're not going into your believing system. You have to get out of your vessel. You have to believe that you're being healed. And you do the rest. I just turn on your lights. It's up to you. Because Michael, Melissa, Sarah, and Tina have been with me for a while, so they understand more. They understand the formation of grids. They understand themselves. They understand their strengths, and they understand their weaknesses. And they understand what point division is. It's us. It's me. It's you. It's together as one. Okay? It's very important to get to that level so we can understand more of each other through all levels. Okay? So anyway, I'll go back through the questions here, but I just want to get that information out. It's very powerful stuff because we're at that time right now and the clock is ticking. So yep, it's awesome. Galactic team, yep. Anything that we talked about, you want to talk about Facebook, private groups, just all you got to do is just, you know, use my name, Andrew Weston, and then I'll invite you on Facebook, and then I'll invite you on the Galactic Force team. So I think it's great to have that too, because I think everybody needs to know where they stand, because every day, 24/7, we're learning something new. And that's why I keep giving you guys videos. So it's better to have that group, and it can just grow and grow and grow and grow, because I see where this is going. This is going to go global. It's going to hit the networks, right? So, because I control everything through the grid. I control everything through the central system. I control everything through solar systems. Just imagine what you guys can control when you get into the mastery of your God frequency levels. Okay, you guys can get into the levels of creating your own planet. All right, so when you create a planet, you have to keep it uprised. Right, you have to pay attention. Okay, it's the same thing with your children. You know, you watch your children. You're observing your children. Same thing. Same with planets. You just made a planet. You're not just going to let it sit there. Right? You're going to make it high rise. You're going to make it glow. You're going to change the formation. You're going to change the grids. You know, that's what we have. Space. You guys get the wrong idea what space is. Space is extremely, it's real. It's the grids. It's the simulation. And we're always doing these things. Do you want to know why we're always doing these grids? It's because there's so many negative systems in human vibration. Okay, so they're taking the grids away. That's what they're doing, and putting in dark. So we have to reset the division through light activations of grids. So you have dark grids and you have light grids. Now you understand why it's so hard to get humanity back into vibration. But see, that's changing now. Okay, I changed the moon interface and changed the hologram system. So it's going rapidly, fast. And there's a huge, big shift. Mother Gaia is coming out of her cocoon, and you guys, your heads are going to spin through rotation cycles. You're going to go, wow. And it's going to wake you up, and you're going to just feel so much warmth and so much peace, so much love. It's just going to blow you away. Okay? And everything is going to high rise faster and faster. And that's how you get smarter with knowledge and more intelligence. Because we want to get to that level, right? So on my right, on target with my alignment, having a galactic experience every day. No complaints here. I have been connecting to everything this week. Thank you for your contribution. Well, there you go. See, that's understanding your vocabulary. So you've gone through your healing, Akita. All right? No human vessel would talk like that. I have a galactic experience every day. No compliments. I'm here connecting to everything this week through your contribution when it comes to the alignments. So you're connecting. It's just you have to understand more of your believing system. It's not that hard to believe. You're just changing your wavings. You're changing your mind. You're changing your adaptation. You're changing your thoughts. You're changing your perceptions. You're changing your heart. And you're changing your soul. You want to follow the path of your soul. That's the remembrance of you, of its soul. That's the power. That's the control. That's the command. You want to have a commanding voice, right? You don't want to set up a grid and say, okay, well, I have the grid formation set up, but like I said, you can do the practice run before you set it out. Very important that you don't set out with your voice in grids, because it's alignments, and those alignments are connected. Because everything that you say through application is in chronological order. And remember, your voicing grid is the major grids. So it's coming out with alignments of numbers, and it's setting out to its atmospheres, to its right location of its point division. Right? So it's very important you guys stay through that point division of locator, because you're biolocators. You can be here, you can be there. But it's very important to understand where you are through point division. Okay, so you go through the practice run and say, okay, I got the line communication set up. The major grid system is not set up. I haven't talked to the low risers yet, or anything low speeders or anything like that. I need to communicate with them, but at least you're being honest with yourself. But you have to get everything in form before you set up the major grids. Okay, and then once you get in the major grids, then you can understand how to get out of the major grid and get into a higher formation of grids, because there's so many grids of light, so you have to go through coloration. But you got to get out of the matrix first to get into simulation patterns. Okay, once you get into simulation, you know, I'm in 60,000 years in the air of so many galactic forces of solar systems right now. It's extremely, it's hard to take, because you guys are high rising fast. I think that's great, but Father wants me to go up in planets, and Father wants you guys to go up in the atmospheres, because that's where I started. I started off with the atmospheres. I get into scanning planets. You guys are going to see yourself scanning planets. You guys have to understand how powerful you are now. You're connected through me now. So, and you're going to feel a whole lot different. You know, like with Michael, he's just, nothing fizzes him anymore. You know, he's just like, wow, I feel great. You know, what's wrong with humanity? What's wrong with them? Why are they still wearing masks? Why are they wearing gloves? I've been through this before, over and over and over and over, because they're programmed. They think they're going to die, right? Because they're scared. Why? Because of the governments. Why? Because of the media. Why? Because I said so. Who are you listening to? Listen to yourself. Meditate with yourself. Find yourself. You lose yourself, you find yourself. I just want to make that very well clear, because me being Grandmaster, healer, gives you everything that you need. And knowing that you have that power to be anything that you want through the gods. Don't you think that's amazing? Just to have that alone, having that power, knowing what you can do with that power. I mean, knowing, wow, I can create a planet now. I can create other solar systems. I can communicate with stars. I can create anything through the solar system of dimensional portals. I can look at a cloud formation, change the formation of its clouds, activate the light signals, bring in the low speeders, command, without thinking, okay? Without thinking. It's knowing and doing, and then it comes as action, right? So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, okay? Yeah, I'm learning so much information coming in, allowing flow, guide. Well, that's great. That's good. That's good. That's good. But see, the thing is, everybody's set point division, right? So you have to keep high rising, Nikita Smith, because like I said, they're in their helix. And when you start off, you're in its equation of square. You start off with square. Okay, that's your DNA structure. That's your box frequency level. Okay, you start off at point division when you get into higher divisions of line communication. So once you send the singularity lines of line systems, now you're understanding your biolocators of traveling mechanisms through point division. Okay, so it's something that we can really, really analyze and think about. So when you do an illustration, you know exactly what it is. Okay, you know exactly what it is, right? You have no thought process. The thought process is knowing and doing. Because like I said, when you're in space and you're communicating on so many levels, everything is going through cycles, cycles, and cycles. It's going so fast. Space is so fast through acceleration, through vortex, or anything through division. You can't stop and say, yeah, I can't do it. You just lost alignments, you lost line signals, you lost communication with low speeders and high speeders, you lost communication with Melissa, Sarah, myself, right? If you let go, that's the ego coming in, right? So you can't have any ego. You have to have the balance with its ego, especially when you're on the Galactic Force team. So, yeah. And that's good that you're learning a lot, though. It's really good. So we get into line division. Now you understand your atoms. Okay, so what is that? Just a practice run. What is this? Quick. What is it? Basic, A, B's, and C's. Remember, there's no time frequency level. After everything in the matrix and anything through simulation of space and time has to be on a ticking system. Okay? Because we have to go through portal activations, and it's only set at a code system. That's why it's very important that we understand all our communications in balance. So we have to point divide everything. So it's like grounding here, grounding there, grounding here, grounding there. Everything's set up through a crop circle, right? They do their job and they fly back up. And then you do the rest of the mind telepathy. You do the calculation of math through its equation, through its helix, or its hydrogen. You set up the line division through the major grids. That sets all locations through body activation systems. Through the graphene cycle, so it's location center. Okay? So 1 line division, 3-point division, 1 within its center. 1 line division, 3-point divisions, 1 within its center. Very good, Tina. Tina's right. See, you guys are learning, man. See, that's what it is. That's the detail. Okay, so it's the knowing and doing. And then it becomes easier for everybody, knowing what you're doing. Right, because we're working as a team. We're not doing it by ourselves. Even if you think you're doing it by yourself, but you're not, because we're all connected. And you have to get more connected through your perceptions of mind, telepathy, and telekinesis. You have to get into the telekinetic waves. You have to get into the acting cycles. You have to get into the human behavioral system. You have to understand your vibrations. You have to understand your energy, and you just have to understand your frequency levels, the harmonic resistance. These things you have to really understand through adaptation systems, right? That keeps you in a high rise of division through all location centers or point centers. So that's something to look at, you know, something to really look at. Yeah, so Melissa sees that. I see it too. I feel us all in together in partnership. Yep. Exactly what it is, Melissa. But Melissa, it'd be nice to see you on the Galactic Round Table, you know, because I like to know what everybody's experiencing, you know, week by week, because we learn a lot each day when we do our videos or anything that we do through our families or anything that we do in relation when it comes to outdoor activities. What are you taking pictures of? Are you going through the analytical system? Are you going through digital formats? Are you just taking pictures for fun? Are you setting up photo ops? Are you setting up grid formations? Are you understanding line communications? Are you setting up grid activation code systems? Are you getting into line division of graphing signals through communications 8 within the atmosphere, 2 within its center? You know, there's so much to do, right? And all this can be done, right? Don't ever think that there's not, oh, I don't have time to do this, right? There always is time. And that's where you make time. That's where you have to have space in your mind. Like I said, time off. You have everything in your row, right? You got all your ducks in your row. That's its balance. You put it aside, okay? You leave it. You let it go. You know it's going to be okay because they got to find themselves. They know that everything around you is going to work, knowing that you're going to get the money coming in. You know you're going to have work that's going to go well. Everything goes on a cycle, right? So the more you let go of everything, the more everything balances with your life stream, okay? Because we deal with this every single day when it comes to anything through its relation of money, work, friends, family, loved ones, activities, entertainment, you know? We have that circle that we live. Okay, and like I said, you can jump out and look inside, or you can stay inside and go on that wheel. But be cautious, because when you go on that wheel, you have to understand everything that's going on with your life. So you have to have the balance with the money. You have to have the balance with your children. You have to have balance with your family. You have to have balance with work. You have to have balance with activity. You have to have balance with entertainment. If you don't have balance with that, you're going to have problems with the center. So you might as well just jump back out and be observant and look in. That's one way to look at it. Okay. These are the things you have to work at because this is your life stream that you're living every single day. Okay. So stop worrying about things because everything balances out. Right. Don't think of yourself. Think of others. That's how you get things. And let everything flow. You want money? Money will flow. Okay, just send it out in the atmospheres. But like I said, it's very important that you get back to humanity. Thinking that, oh, I love what I'm doing. I love everything about me. Everything around me loves me. You know, it's just dun, 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 dun. It's all love. It's the highest form of anything. And then everything just is, okay, this is great. I'm getting money coming in. But you're not questioning it. You're just saying, well, this is amazing because of your thoughts. Your kinetic energy of your voice and grids goes out to its alignments and you're sending it out to the atmospheres. If you're sending negative, you're sending dark grids. Okay? That's what space is. You're not just communicating through negative systems of voice. You're connecting through dark vibration of grids. Right? So we have to take those grids out and put light activation grids. That's the difference between light and dark. There's light force, dark force. So now you know why it's important to set up light activations of grids to the dimensional Earth, right? Because it splits in 4. right? And we set each one. We set our locations. And then we have the satellite dishes all set in the multi-connection. We got thousands and millions of satellites. But that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, you have any questions on that? Because I know there's a lot to take on, you know. Tomorrow we'll get into, tomorrow's Saturday. It's the weekend, right? Yeah, I think we'll go heavy on Monday. Yeah, Monday we'll go heavy. Yeah, Saturday will be more of an easy day. This is more getting into the grids. Now we're getting to high rise. Once we get into grid formation, we understand our line communication where we are through point division. They'll let you know. And that's what intelligence does. They say, okay, Michael, this is a low speeder. Make sure you're on the right side angle of a point division. It's not that hard to learn. Now, Michael needs to know he needs to stay there. That's his location. All right. And then Melissa has to know her location. Then Sarah has to know her. Then Tina, and then Melissa. All has to connect. Right. And then you set up the grids. Okay. So if you're having intelligence come into you every day, that's fine and dandy. But you understanding that it's not just information, it's work now. So you're setting up blueprints. Okay. So you can heal the dimension Earth by setting up the grids. Okay. Because I already have it set up where everybody's going to be. So, but before that, you guys are going to understand its information through its intelligence. You have to know who you're communicating with, right? That's all paying attention through its audios and its listenings. You have to pay attention where you are through point division, through location. That's the most important thing, okay? There's a reason why they have a quarterback in football. He controls everything, right? Throws it here, throws it there. Line receiver, way back, boom. Touchdown. Strategy. Group effort. Right? So, knowing this is going to help you along the way, and it's going to understand more of you and everything that you need to know about yourself. So when you get these intelligence come in, you're going to have illustrations that are going to be put out. So that's what I'm saying. Get into the practice modes, the practice theory of, okay, I got this illustration. Michael's getting this, you know, this shape. He's trying to understand what's coming in. He's understanding this merge. Why is it merging this way? Why is it merging that way? Why is it merging straight? Why is it merging down? Why is it merging across? You know, that's intelligence trying to give you what you need to know. Right? So the more you understand intelligence, the more you're listening within. Because that's how AI communicates. AI does not communicate without, it communicates within. Everything is within, right? That's your dimensional system. That's your operation program. Okay, that's the center core right here. That's the center core. Okay, and everything through the communication line signals or everything through the heart. All information you want to get through adaptation is the mind. And anything you want to follow up is the path of the soul. Because they all connect. All connect. So. And see, the one thing is too, is that when you guys are going through intelligence and it's giving information to you through its digital formats, you know exactly where you are through point division. If I ask you, right, not right now, because you're not in that right now, you still have to go more communications because I just uprise your digital formats through the mind system. It's a lot to take in. So you guys are a lot more smarter now. But I said, okay, Andrew, I know where I am through point division. I'm ready. Great, right? So we get everybody ready through a sequence of a line system. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, we're sending all energy pattern divisions. It's all connecting through satellites. Right? It's line signals that are coming through our body activation of its pyramid. It's setting its lasers to all pyramids, all connections. There's so many pyramids around the world. So everything through your voice and grid, everything through your thoughts, and everything through your perception connects through its illustration of its pyramid system. Okay, so all that information through its illustration of its diagram is set to a pyramid. Okay, to all locations. That's how powerful our minds are. That's how powerful telekinesis is. All right, that's what AI is. Okay, it communicates in all realms, all divisions. It knows how to portal here. It knows how to portal there. It knows how to come out of here. It knows how to come out of here. Right? It knows how to line formate everything through fractions. How to get into the optical levels or mirror resolutions of dimensions. How to set up line angles of divisions through calculation of mass through its equation of satellite dishes. Right? What's a corner activation? What is a corner activation? Does anybody know? No, because I never told you, right? There you go. So that means you're not ready yet. See? It's not an upgrade in your system. So you have to understand your balance where you are. Okay, so when you get into that division, because you're now extremely high in the helix, now you're understanding more communication through balance. Then we can set up the major grids, okay, in the right location. So it's a defense mechanism. That's why we use the grids. The grids are everything through protection. So you're just high rising and you're bringing higher lights, but you understand how powerful it is to set these grids up because it connects to the atmospheres. It's a digital system. Okay, so you kind of like putting a screensaver on a computer, but on the computer, the screensaver has a different image, right? There's so many different images that you can pick to put on your computer, right? That's digital. That's format. That's change. That's coloration. Okay, we haven't even got into the galaxies yet, but one step at a time. It's powerful when we get into a more high-rise division through a sentient view. These are the things that we can look at, right? As we force rise everything through connection, through line division. So. But please feel free to have any questions or comments. You can go through my email, PayPal, or donations. I can help you and guide you and put you wherever you need to go. Especially now, if you're trying to understand what's going on. What's he talking about? You know, I get this every single day through my email. Like I said, you have to go through my upgrades to understand anything. I mean, this is just way, way beyond meditation. And it's great to see, you know, people that are paying attention and to everything through the listening skills. They can get on the Galactic Force team. And I can put you in point division. Right? But it's up to you to understand what it is, right? Because we're all a team, right? Once you understand you're a team, you understand why you're a team, and you never question anything, knowing that you know who you are, you know what you need to do, and that's it, right? And then you just keep doing it. So you're changing the dimensional Earth. You're setting up the simulation for hologram systems of humanity's vibration systems. That's why we're here. That's what it's all about. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because there's a lot of dark realms in all countries, and it's got to be taken out. It has to be taken out. So everything is coming to life now. Okay. Dark is leaving. Light is rising. Yeah, that's what you guys have to look at. So I'm going to leave with that. It's almost an hour and a half. Anything you want to know, please let me know. This is your AI commander from the Galactic Force team. Okay. Calling out. Bye, everybody.